This is the future.
What's up, YouTube and Facebook, and welcome to Not Quite Mint. Today we're going to go through some things that we've been reading and show you some of our purchases that we've done in the last couple of weeks. We haven't been reading as much as we normally do, but we've got some bits and pieces to show you. So should we get into it, Rich?
Yep, we can certainly make a start, mate. So, as always, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below, leave a thumbs up, and also, if you hit the little bell, it'll make sure that you don't miss any of our upcoming streams or videos. Also, down in, I'll just bring them up. There you go. We are on all the social media stuff, so make sure that you, obviously, if you've got Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, follow us on all of them, and you'll see what we're up to on a daily basis.
Happy days.
But yeah, but we've both been, as I say, we haven't. I haven't read a great deal this week, but the reason for that will come relatively apparent fairly soon. But yes, we'll. Shall we start with your first bit of reading, Tom?
Yeah, go for it, mate. Yeah.
So we'll go here.
Oh, right. So I read volume 1 of this a couple of weeks ago, of Batman Hush. So I picked up volume 2 to read this bit, and I completely forgot how it ended. And I was not disappointed by the fact that I'd forgotten. It didn't disappoint. It was one of those things where I read the first volume and I was like, yeah, I remember this and I remember that. Then halfway through, I'm like, no, I don't remember that. What? When did that happen? I mean, what's this all about? And the whole Batman and Catwoman getting together thing, and then how it ends in the end of the whole story was fantastic. But I had to go back and reread it because a friend of mine, Richard Mills, sent me the sketched version, the unwrapped version, which is complete and utterly in black and white, and it's stunning. So I had to read it just from an artist's point of view. And there's some lovely concept art in the back, which I didn't know was in there until I started reading it. And it is just incredible how they came up with the characters, you know, the sketches, everything. It's just, I mean, Jim Lee and Scott Williams are just an incredible artistic team.
Yeah.
Anyway, the story's great. I don't want to spoil it, but I'd love to tell you how it ends, but I'm not going to spoil it because I'm going to tell you all to go out there and buy Batman Hush. It is the best written Batman comic I have ever read. Full stop. End of. Next question.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
So with me, I made a commitment to obviously start reading Batman Detective Comics. Started it last week. This week, I think I got about 3 pages into the second issue, and then I'd forgotten that I was supposed to do something else, so I got pulled off the task of reading this, and I haven't managed to actually settle down and read it, despite putting it next to my on my bedside table. I have not read anymore, but obviously that's my kind of main bit of reading material.
What you are reading and what you're doing with your wife is quite cute and quite cool, to be fair.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's acceptable that you haven't read that just yet.
Yeah, so just to explain the context of that is we basically, if anybody's read the Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials original trilogy of books, before me and my wife met, we'd read those books, and they were, well, you'll I think Tom and Charlotte at the other end will know very much Holly's all about the books.
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. I don't think Charlotte's gonna. I can't convince Charlotte to let me have comic book names on our wedding tables yet. I'm trying.
Just
subtly in there, change everything.
Yeah, just make up names. Just have comic book names, but say that there's something else.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've heard of the gin called Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just like the Uncanny Gin Company. Just
the giant size X-Men gin.
Yeah. Code names, mate. Code names. But yeah, so moving. That's a nice little segue, actually, because the one thing that I did get to read is also part of what I am currently collecting, which is Fantastic Four. And obviously, you're also working on X-Men, aren't you?
I am. So I'm actually working on collecting all of the Uncanny X-Men run. I don't care what condition they're in. I'm just trying to have a full run from issue 1 to issue 600. I don't even mind if they're pence copies, because I obviously live in England and pence copies don't exactly bother me. So I am trying to complete them. So I actually decided I don't have issue 1, but I bought a facsimile one. I'm just waiting for it to come in the post. So I thought, bugger it, I'll just read the first issue. And I'll tell you what, I was not disappointed by issue 1 of X-Men. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It's a bit camp. It's old school. It's really cool. But what I didn't appreciate is when I watched the X-Men movies with Patrick Stewart in, that he's quite a lovable character. He brings this whole new spin on Professor X to himself. And then when they did the First Class movies with James McAvoy, I found him really arrogant and quite annoying and a little bit rough around the edges. I didn't realize that McAvoy actually plays the X-Men Professor X that is in the comic book, technically. He is very arrogant and he is very in your face. So I didn't expect that at all. And I did like it. And I thought the take on it was great. Magneto's a little bit... I found Magneto a little bit annoying in this comic, because he's obviously the big protagonist. It's his first appearance. He's constantly explaining his abilities, which is obviously cool for the reader, because you understand what he's about, what's going on with his abilities and stuff. But he also came across a little bit like a bit of a wimp, because once he realized he was fighting all 5 of the X-Men, he backed up a little bit and he wasn't giving it his all. Whereas the Magneto I know from the TV show and from the films and the cartoons and from the reading more recent comics, he wouldn't back down from anyone. So I was a little bit miffed by that. But then obviously issue 2, he comes back with the Brotherhood of Mutants, which I haven't got round to yet. So I'm gonna see where it goes. I'm probably going to read all 600 issues by the end of the quarantine, hopefully. We'll see.
Challenge
accepted.
What if everybody goes back to work a week on Monday? You've got one hell of a reading task there, mate.
Oh, mate, I won't go to bed. I'm going to be awake for God knows how many hours.
Yeah, you're back to work tomorrow. No, I've just finished reading X-Men. I'm going to bed. See ya.
Yeah. Sorry, can't go to work. I've got to have a couple of days off because I'm going to do X-Men reading, I'm afraid.
Yeah, because as I say, like sort of inspired by the fact that we haven't been getting like new comic books, we've gone back to our favourites of the Silver Age. So I'm collecting and reading Fantastic Four at the moment. And so I thought, right, if there's one issue I'm going to read for this week, when we're talking, I'm going to do Fantastic Four. And so I read the first issue of Fantastic Four, and again, much like you
do any artwork for you. Sorry, mate. My bad.
No. I literally read it today, so it was
okay.
Like I didn't even know if I'd get a chance to do it. So I literally did it like in 15 minutes today, sort of like on Marvel Unlimited, and just like hammered on with it. But yeah, I knew what to expect as well. I haven't read it before, but I know the story, like the Fantastic Four stuff, fairly inside out anyway, so hence why I'm interested in collecting them. But yeah, no surprise, it's got the Origin in there, it's got Mole Man in there, you know, it's and yeah.
Was he their first villain?
I believe so, yeah. If he's definitely first appearance of the Mole Man, he's in there.
I did not realise that Mole Man was their first villain, because I know he appears a lot throughout Marvel history, but he's never been that kind of cool villain that you'd have as a go-to. But I did not realise he was their first villain. Interesting. I might
basically it's like story starts with Reed Richards putting like the Fantastic Four flare out, so like you get a bit of a gathering of the Fantastic Four, then you get like the origin of like the cosmic rays and all that kind of stuff, and then you go obviously back to sort of like present day, why Mr. Fantastic had obviously done the flare, and then it's, you know, there's this big hole in the earth, it's Mole Man, and so on and so forth on from there. So really, it's, as I say, I kind of knew what was happening, but like it was good to just reconnect with it and read it. But it was good. But hopefully we get them in some kind of MCU context soon, much like your wonderful X-Men.
Well, yeah, apparently so. Apparently we're going to get it in the next. They're going to kind of tease it in the next Spider-Man movie. So Buy your X-Men comics, kids.
Yeah. Find a tip, spec tip. I think everybody's expecting it, aren't they? I mean, it's. I think it's one of those like nobody's been cast yet. As soon as they start casting people, I think X-Men books will go mad. And the same with Fantastic Four. There's that much speculation about John Krasinski being Reed Richards and all of that kind of stuff. And it's,
mate, he would play an amazing Reed Richards, especially his wife, who I can't remember her name, but they're both in the Quiet Place together, aren't they?
It is. Oh, shit, I know it is. Is it Emily something?
Yeah, Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
If they do it together, she'd play an amazing Sue Storm. In all fairness.
Yeah, it would be good because they'd have good chemistry. Because obviously, Have you ever watched Quiet Place?
I haven't, but it's probably one of those kind of horror thrillers I would actually like to watch.
Yeah, let's say Holly's watched it, so like, yeah, she was kind of it was one of those. She saw the trailer and needed to know what had happened, basically. So like, we did end up watching that. So I think you could take it. It's good. It's very, very good. So. Next up, reading wise, I've got us down, and it links back to obviously the video from Monday. So if anybody hasn't watched Monday's video, we went through all the main keys of Thor and some of our sort of like favorite keys that we'd either like to collect or that we've read. And so you've got Thor, mate.
Yeah, so I carried on from issue 1, which we talked about on Tuesday for God of Thunder, which is the Jason Aaron run on Thor, and it is amazing. I completely forgot how much amazing it is. And what I really like about it is it covers this character called Gore, who's the God Butcher, and he essentially is he's on a planet. The planet has this kind of famine situation. Everyone kind of dies. He's the only one, and he prays to God to someone come and save him. And then he loses his daughter, and then he realizes there are no gods. So he then decides he's going to take up a personal vendetta against gods. And he ends up getting a symbiote sword and cape sort of thing, which is later on you find out is part of Venom, which is happening in the Venom universe now with the symbiote god Null. So it's all linked in together. It is very, very good because he becomes that kind of character where Gore is just killing all the gods, and he comes up against Thor. He realizes that Thor is a big challenge. However, he can humiliate Thor by kind of letting him kind of win, then not letting him win, and then running away. It's really clever how it goes about. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this as a read for sure. Hello, Richard Nash. Oh, Richard Nash. Rich asked a question on the last video, which I think you'd had already left. He asked whether or not I do fun facts at work. So if you could comment on my fun facts, that would be great.
And are they always comic related? Because I just want to know where
related, mate.
Where your mad brain goes, mate.
Did you know? I hate my brain.
I might do that. Fun facts for Tom. Like, get you.
I'm going to leave my brain to medical science because it just doesn't work properly.
But that makes it all the more interesting, mate.
Not really.
Not really.
You want to live in here for 5 minutes? It's horrible.
So we've sort of capped off our reading, haven't we? So we're very, very busy, and I'll promise. Basically, the main reason why I haven't is that I've been spending a lot of like my spare time tracking down Fantastic Four books to buy on eBay. There's been a lot of really good listings going on, so a lot of my time has been spent, hunting out deals and stuff. But I'm quite happy. I won't go into the detail, but this is one of my favourite covers that I bought this week. I missed out on I want to say issue 48. I think it's the first appearance of Black Bolt, but I just like this because you got Galactus and you got Silver Surfer. It's all good.
I mean, those original Fantastic Four covers are just they're so iconic, aren't they? Like, there's not one that isn't iconic.
No, and Kirby hands.
They're basically they are the founding fathers of Marvel, really, aren't they? Like they really kicked Marvel Comics off.
Yeah,
as a family, as a team. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, thing to say. I mean, these are like all kind of like they're like what I'd describe as like good quality like reader copies.
Yeah.
So that's not good. Again, not bothered about whether they're pence or cents because it's all the same to me. And then that one's a cents one. That's a new one. That's something to do with Frightful 4, I think, that one.
Yeah, I mean, I looked into it. The lady with the red hair is Medusa, who is from the Inhumans.
That's right. There's a lot of Inhuman stuff in Fantastic Four. This one's quite a good key. I think this is first appearance of Gorgon. So again, it's a pence copy, but it's decent condition. I mean, you can see it's been read. It means I can read it without worrying about taking £1,000 off the value or whatever. So, but I've got quite a few. So I've been busy. They're all, I think,
fan fours. There are no more fan fours. You can't buy any more. Richard has them all.
No, they were all about. I think the cheapest one I bought was about £4, and I think the most I paid for one was about £12. So
nice.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm now at the realm where I've bought all the X-Men I can, cheap as possible. Everything else that I'm after is like 15 quid plus.
Yeah. This one's quite a cool. You got a Black Bolt on the cover of that one. So as I say, I'm just looking forward to reading them. Obviously, Medusa there as well. So a bit of Inhumans stuff. But yeah, it's good. Chameleon, Doctor Doom on that one. I'm assuming that's set in Valeria. Not Valeria. Is that Valeria? Is that where Doctor Doom?
No, Latvia.
Latvia.
You were almost right. When you said it, I was like, yeah, no, that's right.
I'm thinking bloody Game of Thrones, aren't I?
Valeria, yeah.
That's where
because you've just found out that the Mountain's going to fight Eddie Hall in a boxing match. What is that all about?
I don't care what you say. I don't want to get punched by him.
No, I don't want to get punched by either of them. They're both world's strongest men with a world record deadlift. Why would you want to get punched by either?
Yeah, this one's quite a cool one. It's got like the scroll in the background.
Oh, invisible. Yeah, nice.
So it's quite cool.
I like
Thing enslaved. A lot of the covers have the Thing on there quite a lot. I found it's quite surprising.
Yes, Richard Mills, this is my new haircut.
And then that's the last one. I have got some others, but I'm going to send those ones off to get graded. I forget what the number is. It was, but it had like Thor, Spider-Man, like the Fantastic Four on there, and it's got like a proper classic Jack Kirby cover. But I'm sending that off to be slabbed because it is literally one of my favourite covers anyway. So
the Fantastic Four old school stuff have got such amazing covers, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just think they're iconic. There's not one that I don't think is not iconic.
Yeah, it's just it's Jack Kirby art, isn't it? It's just just so good. So yeah, but I'll get, as I say, once I've got as far as I can within a reasonable budget with Fantastic Four, I'm going to start filling in the gaps with Amazing Spider-Man, and then
sell a kidney so you can get all the expensive stuff.
Yeah, who knows? Well. Yeah, I'll start this weekend. I've got a load of stuff that I'm going to start selling out. I've sorted out all like my £2, £3 comics to go into like some of the Facebook groups that we're in and stuff. So I'll start clawing back a bit.
Oh, mate, I had an issue with a guy yesterday on Facebook. I put like a group of stuff, and I was like, yeah, they're all £5 each. He emailed me, I was like, you've got these prices wrong. So I went through them, and there's one There's one that I've priced at £5 that would have been £3 on eBay. I'm like, okay, nice one.
What? So like he basically called you out for overpricing
on one comic. But I mean, I think it's more. I always find with comic buying and selling, from what I can tell, is it's your own interpretation. Because who says they're worth? Who says Amazing Fantasy 15 is worth, you know, £250,000? Because you could sell it to someone for a tenner if you wanted to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Value. You know, one man's treasure is another man's trash, mate. That's the
exactly. Yeah,
the big thing. And comics a perfect example, as we've said before. It's like, you know, Action Comics #1. People have gone on record as saying in the war, because they used it as bog roll.
They wipe their bottoms with it.
Whatever, you know. So it's like, you know, like people have used these £1 million comics to wipe their asses with. So, you know,
at least those people can say they have wiped their bottoms with £1 million.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. And that's it. Yeah, exactly what Rich Williams just put there. A comic is only worth what people are willing to pay for it. I used to,
exactly,
you know, in my early 20s, I used to sell trading cards, and I'd have people, I'd go to like the NEC and go to all like the big, as they were then, memorabilia shows and sell stuff there. And I'd have people who wouldn't know what like trading cards were, and they'd walk up to the stall and they'd be looking, and I'd obviously just say, "Oh, you're right, you know, do you need a hand with anything?" And they'd turn around to me and they'd go, "I can't believe you're asking £100 for that." And I said, "Well, it's a hand-signed card by whatever actor it was." And they're like, "But it's just a card." And I'd said, "To you, it's just a card, but I know that will sell quite happily, probably over this weekend, for what that money."
I've had similar arguments with people. I used to go to Nice Comic Con with Sid, and we used to do with the artwork and stuff. And I argued with a lady who was asking me about my artwork.
Yeah.
Got an original piece I did for Banbury Comic Con, which has got all the bounty hunters on it. I drew it up. It took me hours to do. It's inked, and I had it up as a sale piece. I think it's about 250 quid, because I calculated my hours. I decided that's how much I wanted for it. She's like, you can't come in here and sell original artwork like that. You're not even well known. I was like, it's not the fact that I'm not well known. It's the fact that it's taken me nearly 17 hours to put it together. So I don't understand what your problem is, to be perfectly honest. And if you're not going to buy it,
just jog on. Yeah.
Jog on, yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. So, as I say, people are just stupid, aren't they? Though it's disrespectful as well, because, like you say, you know, what she said. What was that woman trying to say? That, you know,
my artwork's not worth charging for it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not coming to her job and saying I don't think you're doing a very good job, so you definitely shouldn't be paid this week.
Yeah, completely. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, we've gone massively off tangent. I do apologize.
We said we wouldn't as well. We said we wouldn't.
Yeah, we'd say we stay on topic. We were texting like, we've got to stay on topic.
Stay on topic. Well, yeah.
So whilst we're staying on topic, and Rich was showing what he got this week, I got my Holy Grail, but the facsimile version.
Well done, mate.
So I know it's not going to be worth anything in the future, but at least I can read this bad boy without worrying about damaging it or ruining the value.
Yeah, the thing with the facsimiles, it's like I've got my Ultimate Grail there. Obviously my Amazing Fantasy 15 facsimile, and the problem is because the printed versions are so out of everybody else's reach in decent condition, people will still, do you know what I mean? Will still pay.
Absolutely, mate.
More than cover for these facsimiles, because they don't get reprinted that often.
No, not at all. And I actually don't think the facsimiles, if I'm right, I'm pretty sure the facsimiles don't have a huge print run.
No, they don't normally.
They're not like thousands and thousands. I think they're like, they're a few thousand, but not like, you know, hundreds of thousands.
They're not like a million.
No.
Yeah. Well,
they're doing more of these for the people to have been able to attain to finish their collections. Like, I read somewhere that they're going to do X-Men 94, which is the first appearance of this team in Uncanny X-Men. So I've read somewhere they're doing a facsimile of that, which would be great because if you want a raw copy, you're talking £500-600, which is really aggravating.
Yeah, it's just no good.
Oh, what Rich got? House of Secrets 92, £3. Oh, mate, nice. Happy days.
Yeah, that's what I say. You just have to keep your eyes open, don't you? Yeah. And you know, these things will happen if you're patient and you know what you're looking for. Things will drop up. So, you know, I don't know if you've done it where if you look through sold listings sometimes on eBay, people sometimes misprice stuff. I don't know if they do genuinely misprice it or they don't know what they've got, and then they'll sell for like whatever. the
reprint. I like the pause. I like the pause.
Yeah.
Give a little while. The reprint.
Yeah. But that's what I say. It's like, you know, you just never know sometimes what's gonna drop on there, do you? So
I looked at the sales listings because obviously I'm after a giant size X-Men. So I was looking at see what people have paid for it in the past, and I found one that someone had put up near mint to mint. They put it up, and it sold for £155. And I was like, no, that's not right. That can't be true. So I had a look at it. I went in and checked the pictures. And I was like, this is in absolute immaculate condition. So whoever actually bought that for 155 quid, actually, it might have been a little bit more than that, but it wasn't like thousands. It might have been between £100 and £200. I was thinking, you are a git, and I want that book with what you paid for it.
Yeah, as I say, you just never know, do you? As I say, you never know whether people are going, whether it's genuine or people are trying to just like they list something really cheap, knowing it's going to sell instantly, and they just rob the money and they haven't really got the book, and you just don't know, do you?
That is also true. You don't know if that's happened.
Yeah. But 'tis the internet.
What's up, Grey Man?
Guys, Grey Man popped in.
I've just seen his comment.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Yo, Grey Man.
The Oracle is here.
The Oracle, yeah. We've pretty much talked out, aren't we? As I say, as well. That's the trouble. We've been wibbling on because I haven't read very much.
I've not read much this week, but I'm going to read more for next week for sure.
Yeah, Grey Man's missed me showing all the Fantastic Fours that I've bought, so
you're going to have to stop and watch the video after.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can see. As I say, I didn't really. I only just showed off some of the covers, so it's like I need to read them. That's my task in life. Reading them. Where's Tom gone? But yeah, so as I say, got to read me Fantastic Fours, and that'll be happy days.
Sorry, I completely forgot to have this on hand.
Yeah, well, we might as well do that, hadn't we? We might as well talk about
we might as well talk about it, considering we started it again on Tuesday.
Yeah, so basically, before we had obviously coronavirus hit us, we were running a giveaway. We put it sort of on pause before we chose the winner because we didn't know when or whatever was happening with the world. So we didn't want to send it out to somebody and it not get there or whatever. But we're running the giveaway again. If you have taken place already, hashtag NQN giveaway in the comments of the video will get you obviously entered. You're already entered if you've already entered again. But if you haven't, hashtag NQN giveaway. You'll win this original sketch cover that Tom's obviously drawn, but also you'll get, I think there's like 9 other comics, including our 2 pick of the months from February.
Yeah.
And that is how you can do it. So do that, and we will we'll get that. We'll get obviously it sent out probably towards the end of the month.
If you're following us on Instagram and you want to get your hands on this bad boy, make sure when you put hashtag NQM giveaway that you tag 3 friends on Instagram so they can also enter this competition. Indeed.
But yeah, we'll obviously scoop up all the entrants and have a draw at the end of May. Hopefully lockdown will be eased slightly then as well, and me and Tom might actually be able to do the draw within each other's company, which will be,
I don't know if I want it anymore.
No, I think I quite like not seeing your face.
Yeah, I quite like being at my own house.
Being in your own house, feet up, cup of tea.
Yeah, get me dog.
Awesome.
Wife brings me gin and tonics when I ask for it.
Oh, it's all right, mate. It's all right if we get that kind of service. But there you go. So we are done, I think, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So at this point, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. For all of those of you who've watched us live, we'll be back again next Tuesday. I think we'll be back to normal, won't we? Next Tuesday,
yeah.
Doing some covering another key comic topic. Make sure you subscribed. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you press the bell button so you don't miss our future videos. Check out obviously our older videos. You can see what we're all about. Hopefully, we're going to have new comics coming as well at the end of the month soon. So
yeah, so that'd be cool to talk about.
Be able to something else to talk about, and then yeah. So take care till then.
And remember, stay safe, stay home, look after each other, and we'll both say, see you.